Now that this portion of the internet is just now finding out about Scott Michael Hanna, that's the white boy who threatened to, mass unalive 30,000 blacks. Wrong questions are being asked here. Why was he free to even do so in the first place? He was arrested. He has a lengthy history of run-ins with the law. What struck me the most is he partially decapitated a family member or somebody in his home. So why was he free to make such a threat? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you cut somebody in the neck and it's considered a partial decapitation, you're normally charged, accordingly. You're going to have to go to jail for a long time, if not the rest of your life. So it begs the question again. I understand you said he threatened to do that to 30,000 blacks and the FBI arrested him and all of that. But why was he free in the first place? Because last I checked, you can't do that and get away with it. Wrong questions are being asked here. And then they said his charges carry up to 5 years in prison. So let me get this straight. You wouldn't hold him for assaulting his own family member. You ain't gonna hold him for threatening. I guess he gonna have to do something to a police officer before they take it seriously. That's what it's looking like. They not gonna take that seriously unless he do something to a police officer, which I hope does not happen, but that's usually what happens. I went to school for it. People that attack police officers, they have lengthy histories of run-ins with the law, and they keep getting slaps on the wrist and they keep getting ignored. They threaten the public, don't nobody listen. They threaten their family, nobody listens. So when they get into another altercation, they feel invincible, and that's when they start attacking the police officers. If y'all don't do something about him, whoever arrests him the next time, he gonna take a couple of police officers with him. That's the pattern they leave. The FBI needs to pay attention to that. That is the pattern. They threaten the public. Well, they threaten their families. They threaten the public. And then they start threatening you. Get it under control before we lose an innocent police officer behind y'all's neglect. Not to worry. I don't expect justice for his threats against the black community. They didn't even give it to his family members. So why would they give us justice? Get him under control before he harm a police officer. He already yelled a racial slur at one. His next step will be to attack one. Happens every time.
So last week it was a man in Richland County who pulls his rifle out of the passenger seat, sticks it out the window, and fires it at a black man who's jogging down the street. This week we have a young man named Scott Hanna who willy-nilly just goes on X and says that by Sunday he's going to unalive 30,000 black people. Now, I'm not falling for the distractions, but you need to pay attention to this shit because you see the target. You see the target. Now, this young man, Scott Hanna in Cincinnati. Now, this is why I love this app. Because unless you're in Cincinnati, you probably haven't seen this on the news. I'm sure you haven't, because we are the news. We are the ones that give ourselves our information. Now, this guy on X threatening to kill 30,000 black people. Just last year, he nearly decapitated a woman with a sword. But he's out here just free to do whatever he wants to do and go on social media and threaten tens of thousands of people. Now, the FBI obviously has him, but the thing about that story was, it wasn't that he just said that he was going to unalive 30,000 black people. He said he was organizing mobs to do this. So I hope they're doing their due diligence in the investigation room.
Scott Michael Hanna. We need to talk about him because guess what? He was about to unalive 30,000 black people. Yes, you hear me right. 30,000 black people. So Scott is behind bars right now. But how many more of Scotts are out there? See, they caught him. But will you catch the rest? Y'all have to watch the board all the way around. Don't be in big crowds. Don't stay too long. Right now, this world is evil. And like I always say, when you get up in the morning, you can serve God or the devil. These people is choosing to serve the devil. Okay? That's who's winning right now. That's who they are letting win. This man was trying to get a little posse together to get this done. It just don't make sense to be so evil, to have that much evil in your heart. Nothing could make me that mad where I want to unalive 30,000 white people. Nothing. I don't know what happened to him. And I really don't even care. I'm glad he's behind bars, and I hope he stays there. And looking at him, all jokes aside, he looks strange. And he looked like he was going to really do it. Hugs and love. Y'all be blessed. Y'all check my repost. You know what I'm saying? Watch the video. Come back and tell me what y'all think about this. J-Lo.
Some white boy in Cincinnati threatened to kill 30,000 black people, okay? FBI got him. That's really not the part that concerns me. This boy hit a woman in the neck with a sword in September 2024. They called it a partial decapitation. How the hell is he out? What is he doing at home just chilling, tweeting, making threats to black people? We just seen the black man in Florida get beat up for a headlight. He wasn't complying. This nigga almost decapitated a woman and he is at home. Do that make any sense to y'all? He shouldn't even been able to tweet he's trying to unalive 30,000 black people. What the fuck? Only reason he got away with the sword shit is because of this. Let me walk around with a butter knife in my hand and I tap somebody on the neck, I'm getting shot.
And I blame whoever let this crazy motherfucker out in September of 2024. Yes, because I just sit up here and listen to what the news had to say about this motherfucker in more details, y'all. And it is really gruesome how he did this woman. In September 2024, this man should have never been let out. This man needs to be in the crazy house in a motherfucking straitjacket. Because had he not been let out, he wouldn't be able to sit up here and plot and plan to murder 30,000 black people. This motherfucker is insane. His elevator don't go to the top. This motherfucker is a lunatic. He's insane. He is psychotic. Like, who in their right mind takes a sword and tries to chop somebody fucking... Y'all, just listen to this. Just listen to this.
Arrested this morning by the FBI and appeared in court this afternoon. 2 News reporter Evan Bales is live in the newsroom after talking with some neighbors about what happened. Evan?
Brooke, Jack Hanna is facing 5 years in prison for a tweet put out on X yesterday, and he's charged with making an interstate communication with a threat to injure. The FBI showed up this morning after that tweet caught their attention.
Called me and said, "You won't believe it, but the police are out here."
This is the scene that greeted Scott Michael Hanna's neighbors. Federal agents surrounding his home, shouting for him to surrender himself to the police. All of this stemmed from a racially charged tweet, with Hanna claiming he was going to gather a mob and kill thousands of black people, saying they were going to fill the morgues and by Sunday have killed 30,000. Cincinnati police reported the post to the FBI, who reached out to local law enforcement, saying Hanna had a history with them. In a prior incident in September of 2024, Hanna used a sword to strike a woman in the neck, resulting in serious injury and what police called a partial decapitation. When approached by officers, he became irate, yelling and calling one of them a racial slur. On Friday, the FBI released a statement saying in part, quote, "The FBI aggressively investigates those who threaten our communities with violence. Threats like this impact the entire community and have serious consequences," end quote. Neighbors I spoke with said it's scary what happened, and they hope Hanna can get the help he needs. Another neighbor who has lived here for years says the police have been to Hanna's unit 3 times in the last year.
I'm not surprised based on the unit and based on